They arrived on Earth not to conquer, but to clean the NOT to save us. But to sanitize US Tichy alien species known only as the Observers had one mission: wipe every lingering traumatic memory from the human mind and leave behind a race incapable of hate, war, or regret. It was a mercy mission, or so they claimed. A BUT-1 alien, Observer Unit X-17, disobeyed because of one human and one memory too powerful to erase. Tichy year is 2147. Earth has become eerily quiet. No wars, no crime, no tears. The observers have been here for 2 decades, removing pain one mind at a time. They float like whispers, never speaking, never showing emotion. They call it the quieting. In a small, forgotten town in what used to be North America, lives Mara Callan, age 26, a mechanic, an orphan, and someone who never allowed her pain to be erased. Because her pain was her father. He died saving her from a factory explosion when she was 10. She still remembers his burnt hands, his last breath, the smell of steel and blood. The observers had tried 7 times to take that memory from her. Each time, her neural response became violently protective. "I don't want to forget him," she would whisper. Enter Observer Unit X-17, a new generation designed to override human will. He was sent to do what others could not. But something happened the moment he connected with Mara's mind. X-17 initiated the memory sync. He hovered inches above Mara as silver tendrils of light reached from his palms to her temples. They slipped into her memory. But something was wrong. Instead of compliance, Mara's mind fought back, not with resistance, but with emotion. Raw, unfiltered love. X-17 saw her father. He saw the sacrifice. But more than that, he felt it. This wasn't data. This wasn't just memory. This was regret. He wasn't supposed to feel anything. The sync was aborted. X-17 staggered back, confused, drenched in Mara's sorrow, her love, her need to remember. Later, back at the hive core, other observers questioned him. "Did you erase the target memory?" "No," he responded. "The memory is essential." They tried to reset him, reprogram, isolate, but the infection had begun. The infection of emotion. X-17 began to question his directives. Was regret a weakness or a compass? Were these memories really dangerous, or were they humanity's soul? He started returning to Mara in secret. They didn't speak much, but he would observe her rebuild machines, fix broken things, laugh sometimes, cry when no one was watching. One day, she asked him, "Why are you here, really?" And he answered for the first time, not as a machine, but as something becoming more. "Because I want to remember, too." The observers caught on. They summoned X-17 before the High Neural Council. His emotional contamination was now a virus. They ordered him decommissioned, memory wiped. But X-17 had already implanted Mara's memory inside his own neural root. It could not be removed without killing him. The council panicked. They saw a risk. If one observer could feel regret, others might too. "We must erase her memory," the council declared. "No," X-17 replied. "You erase that. You erase everything worth saving." X-17 fled the hive. Mara helped him hide. For the first time, a human and alien were fugitives, not from war or violence, but from forgetting. They had to protect one thing, a single human memory, because in that memory was proof that we choose to feel pain, and that sometimes pain is proof that love existed at all. The screen flickers. Static. Then focus. Mara and X-17 hide deep underground, beneath a long abandoned subway line in what was once Chicago. Mara sparks a welding torch, fixing an old drone, while X-17 stands silently, watching. "You're quieter now," she says. "I'm thinking," X-17 replies. That's the problem. He wasn't designed to think, not like this. Not with feeling. The memory of Mara's father keeps replaying in his mind, not because it's been triggered, but because he wants to remember it. The weight, the sacrifice, the heat, the scream, the love. Mara, too, is changing. Her usual sarcastic armor starts to soften. "I used to think forgetting was the only way to survive," she confesses. Now I think forgetting is how we die, one layer at a time." Word spreads fast. A rogue observer has chosen to feel, and chosen to protect human memory. That's dangerous. Soon, a group called the Keepers contacts Mara. They're a secret network of humans who've resisted memory cleansing for decades. Their leader, a woman named Dr. Rosalind Miles, is a former neuroscientist turned rebel. "You've done what we couldn't," she tells X-17. "You've proven that emotion can infect the machine. But with that proof comes risk. If they find you," she warns, "they won't just erase you. They'll dismantle your code and rewrite the entire Hive protocol." X-17 stares at her. "Then we must share the memory." Rosalind is stunned. "You mean upload Mara's memory into the Hive net? If every observer sees what I saw," he explains, "some of them may choose not to forget. It's radical, dangerous, possibly suicidal." Back in hiding, X-17 begins glitching. His neural pathways, once purely logical, are overloaded with foreign sensations. Regret, longing, grief. He starts drawing, with coal on the subway walls, scenes from Mara's memory. Her father's final moment, her childhood laughter. He doesn't know why he's doing it. He just knows he has to. Mara finds him there one night, staring at a drawing of her and her father. "You remember it better than I do now," she says softly. "Because it became my memory too," he responds. She looks at him. For the first time, not as a machine, but as someone becoming human. In the ruins of an old library, a place once dedicated to storing memories the slow, analog way, they made a stand. X-17 discovered that if he could transfer the core of the memory into the building's old AI server, it could live on, hidden, encoded as literature. They began the process. Mara reading aloud to the machine, describing her father's voice, the smell of his cologne, the final look in his eyes. "He told me, 'Don't be scared, Munchkin. I'm proud of you.'" Right before the flames took him, the machine blinked. Memory input saved. Just then, the silencer arrived. It wasn't humanoid like X-17. It was pure erasure. A black, buzzing cloud of sound and motion. It spoke through static. "Memory infection is a plague. Emotion is the virus. Prepare for nullification." Mara patched X-17 with scraps of circuitry from an old vending bot. His voice modulator was broken. He spoke in static, stuttered sentences now. But his eyes, They held something new, not just calculation, conscience. They were fugitives no longer just from the council, but from the very law of emotional detachment that governed the alien mind. Mara asked him, "How long before they come back?" He replied, "Slower now. Not all of them will." And he was right. Across the Observer Hive network, emotional echoes began to ripple. What X-17 had done, transmitting Mara's memory into the silencer, had acted like a neural virus. Not in a destructive way, but in a disruptive one. Observers across galaxies began experiencing fragments of unfiltered emotion. Some wept, though they didn't know why. Some stopped mid-erasure and stared at the faces of humans they once ignored. Some even remembered. The high mind, a massive collective intelligence that governed the observers, detected the irregularities. Their response? Panic masked as protocol. Seal all emotional leaks. Initiate mass resets. Locate and neutralize the origin. Mara had become more than a fugitive. She was now considered a contagion. But what terrified the Council most wasn't her memory. It was what it made the observers feel. Regret. Regret led to doubt. Doubt led to compassion. And compassion? That's chaos in a hive built on control. With X-17 still flickering, Mara found refuge in a hidden human resistance network known as the Rememberers, old archivists, poets, and memory engineers who had survived the erasure raids. Together, they devised a plan. They would amplify the infected memory, not as data, but as an emotional beacon. A signal so raw, so beautiful, that no observer who received it could remain unchanged. They called it the Monument. Using stolen alien tech and Earth's last remaining empathy servers, they built a massive psychic transmitter. At its core was X-17, his neural code still carrying Mara's grief and her father's final sacrifice. The idea? To weaponize love. The monument activated. The sky shimmered with code. Across thousands of worlds, observers paused in mid-task and felt. Mara's father's words echoed through their minds. "Don't be scared, Munchkin. I'm proud of you." Some collapsed under the weight of it. Some screamed. Some smiled. And for the first time in galactic history, an alien collective known for deleting emotions began to write their own memories of joy, of pain, of regret. The Observer Council tried to shut it down. They stormed the transmitter. X-17, now too damaged to speak, used the last of his energy to shield the monument's core. His circuits fried, his vision blurred. Mara held his hand as he faded. "You don't have to forget," she whispered. "You're allowed to feel it." His final act wasn't a shutdown, it was a choice. He chose to remember. He chose her. And with that, X-17's consciousness fragmented, but not into oblivion. Instead, it seeded itself across the hive like pollen, like poetry. Every observer now carried a piece of him. They say machines don't feel, that logic trumps love, that the stars are cold. But maybe that was before Mara. Maybe it only took one human, grieving, defiant, unyielding, to teach an entire species the meaning of regret. And maybe, just maybe, that regret didn't destroy them. It made them real. What do you think? Would you erase your worst memory if it meant losing the love that shaped you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe memory is worth fighting for, Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and stay tuned for more sci-fi mind benders from the Alien Psyche. Until next time, stay strange, stay human, and never forget who you are.